Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Today, we'll be talking about annuities, of course, and we're going to break them down in the simplest way possible that makes sense to use in your day-to-day conversations with clients. Because we know more than often than not, if it gets too complicated when we're switching between products and terminology, positioning, it gets really easy to overwhelm our clients and, push them out of the zone of which they're open to talking to us about things like that. So today we're going to be simplifying that, and the easiest way possible is to talk about the cheeseburger analogy. I think this is a very fun way to adjust our views to how clients process information, and I think that you guys will really like it too. So joining us today is Molly McEwin. She's the Regional Vice President over at SILAC, and Molly, she works closely with teams like us at NFI Solutions. And it's really just making things easier from the annuity submissions, product understanding, and training, and making everything go smooth as possible. So she's the absolute best person to talk about this. So Molly, we really appreciate your time being here today. And before you begin with your presentation, any questions that you guys ask or need or want answered, go ahead and enter that into the Q&A section, and then we can get to them after the presentation. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Paja. Yeah, big thanks to you all for allowing me to present to everyone today. We took the idea of presenting annuities, put a fun spin on it. And really the idea is making annuities a bit more digestible, comparing it to something as easy as ordering a cheeseburger. So this presentation, it's a bit more lighthearted. We don't always want to shove product down your throat. Sometimes it's just more fun to make it a little bit lighthearted, easier to understand. And also, this is a great strategy if you're newer to this space or just looking for a fun way to explain annuities. I hope you find this presentation helpful. Like Paja said, if you have questions while I'm going through the slides, please don't hesitate to send her a message through the Q&A or through her chat. Paja, feel free to interrupt me at any time. And then hopefully we'll have some good conversation when I wrap things up. I will also go through a few housekeeping items. I do want to touch on SILAC loyalty programs for you and this commission special that we're running through June 30th. But we'll kick things off, right? Annuities, for many, feel very intimidating. Life insurance is always the star of the show. You have long-term care, which is so valuable, disability insurance, and annuities are this very interesting insurance product that for many seemed to be very expensive, or for a long time people thought they were layered with a lot of fees. They feel very complicated and sort of daunting when we're talking about adding annuities into a financial portfolio. So taking a company like SILAC that has really tried to strip down the annuity product and make it more simple, I think can be an excellent strategy. And we'll talk a little bit about surrender periods, liquidity riders, and things like that. So, like I said, annuities for some can feel very intimidating, but cheeseburgers are arguably very simple. You don't have to explain to anyone what a cheeseburger is, how to order one, or how to eat it. So we really want to take something as complex as an annuity and make it as simple as ordering a cheeseburger. And you can sort of think as the bun as being the guarantee. It holds everything together and gives you foundation. The patty is your growth. It's the literal meat of the product where your money starts to work for you. And the cheese is that extra benefit. It's the flavor that gives it some pizzazz, like income riders or premium bonuses. And just like with a cheeseburger, you can add toppings to fit your taste. Some people like it plain and simple. Others want all of the extras. And either way, it's still a cheeseburger and it's still an annuity. So instead of overcomplicating this presentation with a lot of industry jargon, we're just going to keep it simple, keep it accessible, and make it something everyone can understand. So we'll start with a $1 cheeseburger. We've all been there. You've seen the sign. You're hungry. You're on the road driving. You think, perfect, I'm just going to pull over. I'll grab a simple cheeseburger for $1. That's how they lure you in, right? I was just at the NFI Solutions office in the last week or so, stopped by Culver's because everyone knows they have amazing soft serve there, and they're known for their butter burgers. So, and they're super affordable. That's how they lure you in right there. Super simple, super affordable, very little risk. And once you pull into that drive-through, you're definitely not turning around. You are stuck in that line. And you want to see the menu, right? You want to know what's available to you. You want to feel the value and end the entire experience full and satisfied. Sometimes you'll find yourself staring up at that big menu, realizing the hardest thing to find is just that simple cheeseburger that you started out looking for. You'll see the double bacon deluxe. They have a stacked combo meal, their fancy shakes, all the flashy high margin items just right there in your face. So at the end of the day, what decision are you most likely going to make? Sorry, everyone, I think my camera might have kicked off there. Paja, can you still see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Sorry, guys, I don't know where my camera went, but I'm just going to keep going. So you're going to want that double bacon deluxe, right? Once you're in that drive-through, you're hungry, you're looking at the menu. We're looking at a combo meal at this stage. Why would you get just the $1 cheeseburger when you can really make it more exciting? Once you're in the drive-through, fries start to sound good. Maybe you want a drink. And before you know it, that $1 cheeseburger has turned into an entire meal. And that's exactly how annuities work at their core. The foundation is the $1 cheeseburger, right? It's straightforward. It's either it's guaranteed income or it's principal protection and accumulation. It's simple. And once you see how those annuities are built, you realize there are options for growth. Right, bigger bonuses, maybe other liquidity riders that can turn your annuity into a full customized meal for your financial future. Once you've made up your mind, you've settled on that hamburger meal with fries and a drink, the next thing they're going to hit you with at the end is, do you want to supersize that? And you can keep annuities simple, or you can stack on layers and turn them into something much grander. But the difference is with annuities, those add-ons are designed to benefit you, not just boost the menu. So we're going to sort of walk you through a product comparison here, see how we're comparing that simple FIA to that $1 cheeseburger. So our SILAC 5-year Teton contract. Teton was our flagship FIA, and in 2024, we rolled out a 5-year surrender period. Great option if you're comparing a fixed annuity. We all know MYGA products. They're competing well with CDs. Depending on your yields, you might have great fixed rates right now. But of course, the true value proposition are those indexed allocations, and a 5-year short-term FIA arguably can get you much better growth than just that 5-year fixed annuity. But we love that short surrender period. So just like the dollar menu, it's simple, and it's an approachable way to get started. The 5-year surrender period is perfect for clients who just want to dip their toe into annuities without locking them into a long-term commitment. 7 and 10 years can even feel like a really long time. 5 years is a great way to get excellent indexed returns, right? That principal protection that annuities are known and loved for. It's a great alternative strategy, like I mentioned, if you're considering fixed annuities. And the best part is your client gets that strong accumulation power of Teton. And if they have a taste for a premium bonus, you can look at the Teton bonus product. Can give you up to 7% premium bonus. It's simple, it's accessible, and it delivers real value. So we've taken the $1 cheeseburger, we've compared it to the simplicity of our 5-year Teton, but where the real opportunity lies once you've got your client's attention, it's your job to make that meal grand. We want to step it up. So now you're in that meeting, we really start getting into the nitty-gritty of options. We're taking a peek at the menu of annuities, and for SILAC, that menu might look like an annuity illustration. Maybe it's the product highlight sheet or a product disclosure, for example. You might be using a tool like Annuity Rate Watch, or working directly with your IMO, NFI Solutions here, to see the full spread of options that are available to you. We don't ever want to lose sight of the end goal, which is finding the combination that best suits your client's appetite and their financial goals. So we started with that short-term surrender, that 5-year Teton. It's simple, it's approachable, it's very easy to digest. But the next item on the menu we're jumping up in surrender period here is we're looking at the Teton 10-year contract, right? Value gets even stronger with those longer commitments. But it's a real reward, right? You have higher rates and certainly bigger premium bonuses. You also have an opportunity to get enhanced liquidity. We sort of like to think of the Teton 10-year as that deluxe double bacon cheeseburger, right? It's certainly familiar. We know it's an annuity. It's got that principal guarantee. Zero is your hero. It's got that zero floor, but it's more satisfying. It's certainly a more powerful option for clients who are ready and able to take on that longer commitment. If we equate the burger to your base contract and you want to round out the meal, you'll look more at liquidity riders, right? That's the cheese, it's the pizzazz, it's that little something extra that makes that simple annuity contract feel a lot grander. The elevation rider is sort of that pizzazz for the Teton contract. Teton, the 5, 7, 10, and 14 year, they all have a standard 5% free withdrawal beginning policy year 2. If you add on that elevation rider, right, you get to increase your free withdrawals now to 10%. And it has a unique rolling cumulative withdrawal feature. So if your policyholder doesn't take that 10% free withdrawal in that policy year, it'll roll over to the next year, all the way up until you have a maximum 30% free withdrawal out. So just like upgrading your meal with fries and a drink, elevation enhances the experience by giving your clients the extra liquidity that they want. Now, elevation is unique in that it has an annual spread of 50 basis points, and it's applied only if your policyholder gets a positive interest credit. So it's much simpler to understand, I think, as opposed to a fee, since fees come out every contract year, whether you have a positive interest credit or not. That spread only applies when you have a positive interest credit. So it's simpler to digest. You're trading a small portion of growth for that bigger boost of liquidity. And the same way you end up supersizing a meal, clients also want to supersize their annuity. And with Teton, you can take that to the next step with Elevation Plus. Elevation Plus can take your Teton 10-year to the next level by offering an even higher premium bonus. You have an opportunity to earn up to a 20% premium bonus on that Teton bonus contract. In addition to those liquidity benefits we just talked about, 10% free withdrawals, that rolling 30% cumulative withdrawal feature, plus that enhanced premium bonus. Elevation Plus works the same way Elevation does. It has a 1% annual spread. So we recap here. We think about how this annuity journey started. We walked in for that $1 cheeseburger, and before we knew it, we had a supersized meal. We had fries, drink, bacon, cheese, the fixings. And the same progression sort of happens with annuities. You sit down and you're starting with that simple 5-year Teton contract. Short term, it's easy to understand, it's very approachable. But once your client sees the value of perhaps adding in additional liquidity, if that's appropriate for them, maybe the enhanced premium bonus, right, of that Elevation Plus rider, if you're in a replacement situation, maybe we need to boost that account value right away. It's clear why they may opt into that 10-year surrender period rather than just the shorter 5-year. And you don't have to start with the biggest option right away. Leading with Elevation Plus on a 10-year contract may feel like too much in the beginning, but having that 5-year option on hand at any time, it's easy to digest. It's much simpler, that shorter term with strong fixed rates. The conversation sort of develops and you can walk them through supersizing, right? Looking at maybe a 7 or a 10-year surrender, adding on those liquidity riders, or enhanced premium bonus if you think that's appropriate. So I hope you're still hanging with me. I know it's lunchtime. We're talking about fast food. I'm hungry, but I do have one more analogy for you. Red Robin, one of my favorites, right, has bottomless French fries. No matter how many times you finish the basket, they just keep bringing them out. I like to think about our income annuities as sort of being that bottomless fry situation. You have SILAC's Evolve contract with a stacking income rider, 6% guaranteed plus any interest earned on your contract is growing that benefit value on Evolve. Vega is known for its incredible wealth transfer benefits, has a 50% benefit-based bonus, multipliers up to 300% growing that benefit value. So an excellent option for people that are looking for wealth transfer or lifetime income. If they hold that income product, they'll continue to receive those income checks from SILAC no matter how long they live, right? This is income for life. Just like those bottomless fries, we like to keep those income checks coming. And last but not least, a huge selling point for SILAC, especially when it comes to our income rider products like Evolve and Vega, or Denali and Teton that have those excellent liquidity options with Elevation and Elevation Plus. SILAC has no fees. If the policyholder's account value is going backwards, it's because we sent them a check, not because we drafted a fee off of their account value. So keep that in mind when you're shopping around for accumulation products. If you're looking at lifetime income, SILAC is a no-fee carrier. We lean on that annual spread. And of course, if your policyholder doesn't earn an interest credit that year, zero is your hero, right? You had that zero floor, no loss. No spread is deducted from their account value. So I do want to sort of walk you through what the SILAC FIA product portfolio looks like. You have our Teton contract, right, that is focused primarily on accumulation principal protection. You have the opportunity to add on additional liquidity options, enhanced premium bonuses, that cumulative withdrawal feature with those Elevation Plus riders. Our Denali product line, arguably our number one seller when it comes to accumulation, has the highest caps and participation rates of any FIA on our portfolio. We like to think of it as super or enhanced accumulation. You have the same opportunity to add on those additional liquidity options with Elevation Plus. You have an opportunity to boost upfront premium bonuses. The unique feature about Denali is it has something called interest or bonus recovery. So while you're in your surrender charge period, if you take out an excess free withdrawal or you surrender the contract while you're in your surrender charge period, it has a slightly heftier surrender charge. So it's a nice alternative as opposed to having an annual fee to get you those higher caps and participation rates. Evolve is our stacking income rider. This is an excellent rider for policyholders, lifetime income option for policyholders that are able to defer out income maybe 3, 4, or 5 years. This has 6% compounded interest every year you're deferring on income, plus any interest earned on your account value. That's what's growing your income rider value. Vega is known for wealth transfer. It is a 50% benefit-based bonus on that Vega bonus contract. You have multipliers growing that benefit value or the income rider value up to 300%. Vega is known for wealth transfer. So if you have a policyholder that maybe couldn't qualify for life insurance is an option, they're looking for wealth transfer, they're focused on beneficiaries, have NFI Solutions run a Vega situation for you. I do also want to talk about our commission special that's running right now. On our FIA products, our 5-year FIA, we're paying an additional 25 basis points of commission. Our 7, 10, and 14-year terms are getting an additional 50 basis points of commission. This is for policies that are issued through June 30th. This bonus can be combined with the already happening agent loyalty programs, right? So if you are an advisor that's in our inner circle, a New Horizons program, maybe you're in Ember, you're writing 10 million of premium or more, you're already eligible for an additional premium bonus. This additional commission special pairs well with those loyalty programs. This special also pays that additional commission to you as those policies issue. So you're getting the additional bump right away. Agent loyalty is a huge selling point for SILAC. We've really taken time and thought to give back to the advisors that are writing business consistently with us. Our Horizons program is getting advisors an additional 25 basis points of commission. That's retroactive back to $1. And that's once you hit 1 million of in-force premium with us. Once you hit 2.5 million of in-force premium, you're enrolled into our Inner Circle program. That's where that concierge customer service really starts, that white glove experience. We're processing applications the same business day. So what I mean is you're going through your agent review, your new business review, and into suitability all in one business day. You're eligible for our Player Circle trip. So every year, SILAC takes our top advisors on an exciting SILAC experience. And 10 million of qualifying premium or more, advisors are getting 2% of additional commission paid out. You're participating in our dedicated Ember advisory trips, and we lean on our Ember advisors and our Inner Circle advisors also for feedback. What are you hearing from your potential customers that you're looking for in the field that maybe you're not seeing today? Many of our liquidity riders were inspired by our Ember advisors, things that they're hearing in the field, changes that they'd like to see made to product. So we really, as a small insurance carrier, have the opportunity to lean on our advisors to make product changes. Just a snapshot of those premium bonus tiers, right? Once you hit 500,000 of in-force premium with SILAC, that's an additional 25 basis points of comp. Once you hit 1 million, you're now enrolled into our Horizons program, right? We're kicking things off with a more expedited review process of your applications. Inner Circle starts at 2.5 million of in-force premium, and Ember is 10 million or more. If you want to know more about our loyalty programs, you can scan the QR code here. And of course, your NFI Solutions team can pull this from the SILAC agent portal and email this over to you anytime. That Player Circle trip that I mentioned for 2027, we're taking our top advisors to Florence, Italy. Trip qualifications are 5 million of in-force premium, and we take the top 60 advisors. So you are well underway. If you are writing SILAC business, the standings they're in the running now. You can always reach out to your NFI Solutions team, and we can get you your current standings where you're ranking. Paja, that wraps up the cheeseburger presentation for me today. Did we have any questions come into the Q&A you'd like to cover before we wrap up?
Yeah, actually, almost all of the questions that popped up, you did answer them along the way.
Okay.
You covered a lot of things very quickly, which was great. But one thing that I did want to highlight was just how the cheeseburger analogy came about. I find that such an interesting way to look at annuities and the different types of products. How do you think that would align with how agents are talking with their clients today? You think that would be a helpful way to look at things?
Yeah, I think just visualizing, starting off with something simple. And we thought, a cheeseburger, mostly because we're all pretty hungry individuals here. We're always food oriented. Thinking about a cheeseburger is something simple, but it's easy to grow from there. It's very easy to add on that grander meal. And when you look or think about an annuity or insurance carrier's product portfolio, I think it's always helpful to start small and then go large. Shorter surrender products tend to be simpler. They're very easy to understand. Most people are comfortable when we're talking about 2, 3, 5-year terms. Then we start adding on the fries and the drink. We start looking at liquidity options, additional premium bonuses. Do you need maybe an enhanced liquidity rider? So just sort of looking at then those longer surrender periods get you usually bigger benefits. They're more add-ons the longer the contract period goes. And of course, the longest contract periods are going to be those lifetime income products. Something that's got a wealth transfer play, something that's going to give you income for life. Those are usually your longest surrender periods, right? Because when we're talking about lifetime income, we're not so much focused on account value growth. We're really focused on what's that income rider going to get us? What do rates look like? What do fees start to look like? And what's that highest income amount I can gather? So I just like to think shorter surrender periods start simpler. We start getting more complicated as the surrender periods get longer.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a great way of explaining it. As someone who walks into it with no knowledge, that's like one of the best ways to just kind of understand, take step by step on what it's actually all about.
Exactly. That's a great question.
Well, thank you for walking us through all of that. I think one of the biggest takeaways from today is that annuities don't have to be complicated at all, and that SILAC really makes it easy to understand each of their products as well. So when it comes to speaking with conversation or having conversations with your clients, it's all about just making it easier without losing all of the information that you know about it. So using a cheeseburger analogy would probably help you. So having a partner like SILAC and Molly and her team along with us definitely makes that product and submission standpoints a lot easier. So if you ever want to use SILAC products, we know that there is a good backup for that. So for anyone who joined us today, we appreciate the time you took out of your schedule. And if you have any follow-up questions or want to take the next steps, you're always welcome to reach out to the NFI team, and we're here to help. And thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next session. Thank you.
Thanks, Paja.